How do you take Origins, possibly the best entry in the Assassin's Creed series, and make it bigger and better? Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the most ambitious, charming, and exciting Assassin's Creed game to date, and everything it stands for oozes love and passion for the series. The great sense of discovery as you explore ancient Greece, the gripping, satisfying story, and the charming characters you meet along the way all add up to create this exceptional feast, as if I was dining at a Greek banquet with so much to look at and sample, and even if I wanted more I could easily have taken. As most Assassin's Creed games go, you often get stuck playing with a male assassin, bar Syndicate and Liberation. Odyssey lets you choose between Alexios and Cassandra right from the get-go, and you are that character throughout the entire game.
Has it the Cyclops is coming for you and Marcos.
Malaka. How's that helpful?
That monster's held Kefalonia captive for too long.
Every dialogue option changes, and without spoiling anything, the entire premise of Odyssey sees a giant twist depending on who you choose as well. Choice is a large foundation of what makes Odyssey so great, and it has a ripple effect that I underestimated. I killed people I should not have killed, made bad decisions that affected the lives of dozens, and even missed out on some sexy time by coming on too strong while flirting with a pirate.
Though you deserve death, there is no honor in vengeance.
The opening moments of Assassin's Creed Odyssey confused the hell out of me, but as the story slowly unfolded, I felt more intrigued by the plots and the characters than ever before. Dare I say, this could be one of the best Assassin's Creed stories to date, and that's all I'm going to say about it to avoid possible spoilers. In a nutshell though, the main character you choose sets off on an odyssey to discover the truth about her past, and in turn comes face to face with a deadly group of people known as the Cult of Cosmos, who somehow control Greece by feeding lies to the people through oracles, propaganda, and even death threats. Like Origins, you now have to track down these leaders and take them down one by one to reveal the truth behind the ordeal.
Where did they come from?
Unlike Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has a much deeper system in place, and throughout the game, everything that was sort of in Origins has been expanded on beyond belief in Odyssey. You'll see I compare the two games quite often in this review, and there is a point to that. The games are quite similar in fashion, as Origins acted as a reboot to the series, so that in mind, Odyssey would improve on it. From the get-go, Odyssey offers two ways to play the game. A normal guided way, where waypoints are given to you at every turn to show you where to go and who to kill, and the new, pretty awesome exploration mode. This mode forces you to ask questions during the quest to pinpoint where your target or location is on the map. There's no such thing as just going there by following a waypoint. I often had to ask the quest giver where I would find what she wanted, and she would say west of the Temple of Athens, and then it was my job to open up the map and pinpoint where I was meant to go. This sort of system is also found when tracking down the cult members. There are roughly 40 members of this organization, and they are scattered throughout the gigantic world that you can explore, but there is also a catch. You have to discover each of their locations by collecting hints to what industry they control in Greece and how much influence they have over it. The more you do the side quest and explore the world, the more these evil people are found. One specific one that I was missing, I only discovered a while later by doing a side quest which I abandoned in the early game. These systems give Odyssey that Odyssey feeling when you're on a journey of epic proportion and have to sail the seas, collect lore, and speak to people to truly find your way around the game. The sense of discovery is phenomenal, and every time I jumped onto my ship to sail to a new island, I got a fuzzy feeling of excitement as I could not wait to see what was in store for me on the other end of the ocean. Not many games have done this, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey somehow delivered the magic I was in dire need of from this series. The layers of the game make up one big exciting experience, and every character, location, and even side quest I took was filled with exceptional writing and detail. One of my favorites was an old lady who tasked me to obtain a bear scrotum and deer tongue so that she can make a potion that would help her lover last longer in the sack.
Nonsense! I'm going to make you an elixir that will give you the vigor of a man a fraction of your age.
God save me. I cannot do this anymore.
I did it with a smile on my face, but then ended up pleasuring her at the same time. That was just one of the many lovable quests that you take on in the game, and the more you sit and listen to these people talk and make Cassandra's choices for her, the more involved you are in the overall experience. As if you are setting up her story as her Odyssey carries out.
Did she have fun?
That should hold her for a few days at least.
Thank you, Mistress. Here, take this as payment. You've more than earned it.
Cassandra is also a badass in every way.
On this island is allowed to say that word!
Did he say Cyclops? Did he hurt your feelings?
I don't like it when people call me that!
She's one of the coolest no-nonsense female characters I've seen in gaming, and if you're on the fence about her or Alexios, I highly recommend taking her instead. She even shoves a man's fake eye in a goat's backside and calls it a day.
My eye. Give it to me. Give it to me and I won't kill Marcos for having you steal it! Give it to me!
You want it?
The magic of her character is felt throughout the game, and the amount of time you spend with her makes her totally worthwhile. Assassin's Creed Odyssey has revamped the RPG system from Origins, and it works very well. You now go up levels slower, equipment is more focused, and stats are vital to pulling off the character build you want. Yes, you actually build the character you want to play. I went for a two-handed axe build for most of the time, but the problem here is that my assassin stat was so low I could hardly stealth kill anyone. If I decided I needed to take a more silent approach, then I could easily do this by switching up some equipment first and boosting the stats in that specific tree. Abilities make Cassandra feel godly to an extent, where these act as cool special powers. Using the Spear of Leonidas, she could throw it at an enemy, killing him, and then wrapping him up to another enemy, chaining them together at the same time. The Spartan Kick is a favorite too, allowing you to punch anyone off a cliff or mountaintop. It is a super satisfying feeling, and you'll spend most of your time lining up the poor souls to do so. Cassandra also has cool bow abilities like a rain of arrows that she targets a small circle on the ground and showers powerful arrows down on her enemies. These abilities are pretty epic and make the game feel more fantasy than realistic, and believe me, it really works. Saying that, Odyssey is tough. Often I hit a wall where I could not beat a boss due to my lack of gear or level. I remember easily cheesing some fights in Origins, but somehow I could not just do that in Odyssey. You have to pay attention to your gear, buy new things, level them up, and master the weapon type you choose to use. If you still feel weak, then you can engrave your gear, which now allows you to pay the blacksmith to add special perks to your items, such as increased assassin damage, poison resistance, and much more. There are also some really nice gear sets to collect, which not only give you a cool look, but an awesome buff when you wear them all. These are a grind to get, but will be well worth it in the end. The Rare Goods Trader is also returned in Odyssey and has some cool gear for sale, but only trades in Auriculum, which is obtained by doing weekly bounties and daily quests. I can see myself coming back for months to try and complete a set of gear of equipment.
I've never met a merchant so proud of his goods. Your items must be impressive.
They're the finest in all the Greek world. I promise you that. Or may Zeus strike me down.
Odyssey is massive, and that is underselling how big the world really is. Sure, much of it is water, but when you're not on the sea, the land sprawls as far as the eye can see. The sheer amount of detail in each location is fantastic, and every land and island felt unique to a certain degree. Pilgrim's Landing houses rocky mountains that are filled with yellow-leaf trees and a real autumn vibe. Attica, the land of Athens, is a massive city with rich areas, poor slums, and all the beautiful Greek chapels atop hills. Part of what makes Odyssey so perfect is the detail put into each location in the game. Sure, the islands can feel a bit bland after a while, but they are islands, so what more can you really do? Odyssey also features a new wanted system that sees a handful of mercenaries come after you if you break the law by stealing, killing, being seen, or just being a typical assassin. This is to say that I found it impossible to play the game without having at least 2 of these mercenaries chasing me down at every fort I went to take on, and every mission I started, these darn well equipped soldiers got in my way. It is quite a game of cat and mouse all the time, and I loved it. This constant horn blowing to warn me that someone 3 levels above me could possibly come and ruin my day had a great sense of danger. Sure, I could just pay the bounty and move on with my life, but what is the fun in that? With the game relying heavily on the ocean, Odyssey sees the great naval combat return. It is nothing like Black Flag, but a more simplified version of it. You have your ship and your crew that you can recruit by knocking enemies down, or just using Ubisoft Club to get EV Fry to join you. As I progressed the game, I could unlock upgrades to the very few attacks, bows, spears and fire alternates of both. The naval combat is fun and a great distraction from walking around the land, and there was something satisfying about taking down a few pirate ships and bashing them into bits to steal their wood. You can also board the ship, which often ended up with me Spartan kicking them all off the side. Anyway you put it, the ocean is as big of a playground as the land. Even if you try and escape these mercenaries tracking you down on the land, they will find you on the ocean too. It is quite exciting. On the topic of land, Odyssey also features a simplified war system where you have to weaken an army's control on a region by burning silos, weapons, killing soldiers and stealing their war chests. Weaken them enough and a leader appears for you to go and kill. At times you can even participate in large open warfare between two armies. The battles are pretty intense as everyone is slashing everyone apart and you need to try and keep tabs on who to kill before the opposing team conquers the field. These are not vital at all to the game's story progression, but something that adds the feeling of Greece at war to the game. Odyssey does so much right that it is hard to find a flaw in it. Ubisoft took Origins and filed the rough edges down, added some hints of hardcore RPG, a great sense of discovery, and a story like no other. Like I've been saying since the start, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is unlike anything I've played in the series. Its RPG focused loot system, the gorgeous world covered in secrets and mystery, and its fantastic story pulls you into the game for hours without any hope of you escaping its charming grasp. Overall, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a series defining entry.
The grave, I know, Mater.
Your form is improving, your resolve is strong, but you're not taking action.
I was going to.
I know, but it's the moments in between that decide everything.
But that is all. Are you looking forward to Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Let us know down below. As always, if you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing, and until next time, farewell.
My father's spear holds a certain burden, but you're ready.